Guys, we're doing shark movies this week. I'm excited. Hope you're excited.
Pretty good one.
What's the most recent shark movie that came out to your memory?
Oh, that's a tough one. The last one that I remember hearing about was Sharknado 3.
But,
oh, hell no.
I was going to say Sharknado 2, but clearly I'm wrong.
Right. Well, actually, Sharknado is not a shark movie. It's a natural disaster movie.
Oh, you're totally... wait, can it be both?
It can't be both.
The natural disaster is sharks.
In natural disaster...
Twister's not a tornado movie. It's a natural disaster movie.
Well, okay. Now we're having a terminology issue here.
It makes sense because sharks aren't the worst part about Sharknado.
What's the worst? Well, hold on. What's the worst part about Sharknado then?
The ratings.
What?
But the ratings are good.
People love Sharknado.
Adam, that joke doesn't work.
I know. I walked myself into a corner. I saw Victor looking straight forward blindly, like he's trying to set me up for something. I'm like, oh, I should have prepared something for him to bite onto.
Oh!
I'm eating SpaghettiOs.
And we're in.
Hello, and thank you for listening to GenreBot, Group Writing Machine. I'm Adam. We're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Wow. Well, and I'm Vic, and if I had a chalkboard, I would scratch my nails across it, but I don't. So use your imagination.
I'm Andrew. All I do is swim, eat, and make baby sharks.
Nice. We all did a Jaws reference.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Because this week
is Shark Week for us.
Whoa!
Yeah, Shark Week for us.
Shark movie.
Shark movie.
Adam's very excited.
I am excited.
Yeah. I wonder whose topic this is. Victor, is this your topic?
Well, I am wearing the shirt for it, but none of you can see
Okay,
that.
so this is Victor's topic.
I'll
So
make
Victor,
sure I
why
post
don't you...
the shirt
We're
onto
recording.
the page.
We're recording in the same place right now, and Victor said, "Check it out," and he shows me a shark shirt. I'm like, "Yeah, that's great audio, Victor."
I mean, like, you know, I could post a picture on the website. You wait and see. I'll post that picture.
All right, but
Just let the website redirect to a picture of Victor wearing a shark shirt.
So yeah, it's shark movies. That's my the topic that I'm coming to the table with. Shark movies are usually reserved for blockbusters, or it started with the original blockbuster, the 1979 Jaws by Spielberg.
75.
Classic, of course.
75?
75.
75. The classic. Everyone knows the date. But yeah.
Jaws is definitely going to be your go-to.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Alien was 79.
Ah, right.
Well, but here's the
That's
funny
what you're
thing.
mixing
And
up,
I don't
because
mean to
that's like
interrupt.
Jaws in space.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to let you finish.
Double Jaws.
But I just want to say that Jaws was probably the best shark movie, like, quality speaking, ever made.
It is.
And every shark movie ever made since Jaws has tried to do Jaws.
Right, yeah, it's kind of like
much.
a pyramid structure.
Yeah.
With everyone, with the best one on top and everyone kind of below trying to be it.
Yep.
But yeah, the genre specifically for Jaws is listed as thriller horror, but it kind of created its own genre of thriller, horror, and there's a shark.
Yeah, and there's sharks.
Which is weird because there's no dancing zombies.
Yeah, there no dancing zombies, no Vincent Price. Yeah.
So, what are some other examples that you got there?
Well, I was thinking, you see, the genre kind of took recently, you know, we've had a lot of sci-fi spin-offs that we talked about.
Our beloved sci-fi originals.
Yeah, you've got your land shark and your three-headed shark and your sharktopus. And it's kind of, there's been a new science fiction aspect added to that, so it becomes science fiction horror.
Right.
And it's not always that but at the end of the day, it's always a shark in the water, and oh no, he's killing people, like almost like a slasher villain.
Well, you know what's funny is that slasher movies were born in the 70s, and it took horror, which is a genre that had been around for a long time already in film, and slasher movies kind of had this way of cheapening it, focusing more on the jump scares and gore, and it's rated R, so we can put like partial nudity, and
right.
It became this like teenage, risque, like, haha, let's go be scared for 20 minutes, like, but then it's funny because Jaws came out and it got real. Like, this was not a slasher movie. This was a straight-up monster movie. It was frightening. It gave you nightmares. It made you afraid to go to the beach, afraid to go on a boat, you know?
Yeah.
And then the funny thing is, it was, like such a, like, fortunate, like, they got so lucky with Jaws that they couldn't do it again. Jaws 2, 3, 4... all the other shark movies, I'm thinking all the ones that come out in the last 10 years, Ghost Shark, Mega Shark, versus Mecha Shark,
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea, perfect. Our beloved Sharknado.
Natural disaster.
I do want to say two things. Number one, when you look at Jaws as a horror movie, it does that thing that I love it when they do in horror movies, which is, like, bad stuff happens during the day. Because that plays on audience expectations.
Oh yeah, yes. They don't rely on night scenes.
Well, and the last thing I was...
Second...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah,
go ahead.
No, it's all you. You weren't finished.
Okay, well, yeah, number two is, I think, like, all these gimmicks, like, whoa, it's a shark, but it's also part trash can. Like, all these gimmicks would work if they were written well. Like, if it were about, like, the inner struggle of half shark, half trash can man.
Well... And that's the thing, too, is another thing I was going to say is it's funny because in the midst of all these slasher movies, Jaws was a real horror movie, but then very quickly just devolved right back into they're all just dumb slasher movies.
Yeah.
Like the whole actual fear of sharks just dissipated,
Yeah, it really boils down to characters and like how Jaws really brought that out. But before we get to our characters, I want to try out a new bit and see how that works. All right? This bit is called Adam describes a movie and as fast as he can. Adam recaps a movie as fast as possible. And I'd like to try it out with Jaws.
Okay.
Wait, do you want a theme?
If you want to. But
Okay. This is Adam describes a movie as fast as he can.
Jaws. Okay. All right, here we go. I have notes.
He does.
You. I thought you told me all your tricks. Not all my tricks. Boy, it sure is. Boy, being retired sure is boring. Happy birthday, Polly. Anything he hits, he destroys. Have you seen this guy? I gotta fight him.
Wait.
Living in America. Ding, ding, boom.
Wait a second. This is not Jaws. This is Rocky IV.
No, I gotta fight him. There's no easy way out. I must break you. Ding, ding. 15 rounds later. If I could change, you could change.
What? Yeah! Well, great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
And a duel. Spanish ladies.
No, wait. Now it's Jaws. What's happening?
Da 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 da.
Ta-da!
Okay, listeners,
Yay.
you just witnessed a perfect storm of chaos. I don't know what that was or why it was.
It was Jaws, as fast as possible.
That was Rocky IV. There was mostly Rocky IV, I think.
I threw in some Star Wars and theme from Jurassic Park.
All right, characters.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, now that the show's completely off the rails.
All right, Andrew, let's hear your character first. I think Adam needs to take a break. Never thought I'd say that.
I say that often. All right. Charles Carson is a well-known and upstanding citizen in the little island, or the little inland hamlet he calls home. It's on a mainland. It's not actually on an island. It's an inland hamlet. So it's like, Iowa or something. He pays his taxes, he goes to church every Sunday, and he serves his community by operating the only seafood restaurant in town. Oh, no. It's a normal seafood restaurant. But Captain Carson's Lakeside Grill has recently been targeted by a ravenous beast whose rampage cannot be stopped on land or sea. And the problem is closer to home than Mr. Carson realizes, for unbeknownst even to him, he is part man, part shark, all were-shark.
Nice.
All right, let's back up here. So Charles Carson. So he's like an average guy, lives on the mainland, operates a seafood restaurant, and then suddenly a shark begins to terrorize him, like personally or the whole area?
Well, he has the only seafood restaurant, so I think it might be just him.
It's a lakeside grill, so I would say that it's everything around the lake.
His area.
Yeah.
And then
but it can't be stuffed on land or sea.
Now we're already into the story here now. We've got a shark-man hybrid. Elaborate on that for me, if you will.
Well, you see, in the 50s, the government did this test with radiation and chemicals and DNA, and then Sharkman hybrid.
Of course. Adam.
Yes.
Let's hear your character.
I'd love to tell you about all of my character. His name is Vane Surgate.
I'm going to have to read that over your shoulder.
V-A-N-E.
Okay.
Surgate.
You said
is
that
he so vain that he thinks this podcast is about him?
The second one would be easier to spell.
S-U-R-Gate.
I got it.
Yeah. I was originally going to name him Flint Lockwood, but then I remembered that's the protagonist in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
That's the protagonist? His flintlock? Like, the pistol?
Yeah, Flint Lockwood.
Yes. Go watch the movie. The first one's actually really good.
You see the second one?
I think I
It's
saw
the movie about
I
how,
don't
like, the military wants his food-making technology to use as a weapon.
Don't care.
Yeah,
don't care.
it's
a
anyway.
better bottled story than.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Vane Surgate. He is a pirate.
Yes. Yes.
He is a pirate. You know, pirates. I was reading recently a book entitled "The History of Piracy," and the first sentence in it is piracy has been around ever since as long as murder.
And the second sentence is piracy is not a victimless crime.
Yes. But
You wouldn't plunder a car.
You wouldn't download a bear.
you wouldn't pirate anything.
You wouldn't keel haul a lamp, so why would you steal a movie?
Why would you lambaste a bicycle?
All right. So we've got Vane Surgate. He is a pirate.
He's a pirate.
I assume you are referring to pirate in the modern sense.
It could be he's a pirate in. Yeah, I left it vague for reasons. Could be a sea pirate, could be a land pirate.
You know, recently when I was in Baltimore, I bought a ticket to the aquarium, and I was standing on the pier waiting to be admitted. Like they do a thing with grouped admissions. Mm-hmm. And I bought a ticket for like $3.45.
Mental hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to make that joke. I'm like,
Okay, that's not a bad hypothesis because I was standing on the pier.
Everything's gonna be all right. We're gonna see the whales, and it's gonna be.
We're gonna put you in your own starfish outfit.
Okay, so I was standing on the pier, and like a little speedboat comes by, and there's a pirate in it, and I was like, "Yar," and he was like, "Yar," and I was like, "Yar," and he was like waving his sword around. So whatever the reason that guy was a pirate, I'm gonna say that's the same reason that Adam's guy is a pirate.
Were you finding it difficult to move your arms at all?
No.
Were you friends with a large mute Indian man?
Can't say I was.
All right. What about a young Danny DeVito?
Wait.
Danny DeVito was young?
No, I get what he's doing, but hold on, let's back up for a second. Do you have anything else besides he's a pirate?
I do. He's actually a big fan of. I guess "fan's" not the word. He's an endorser of nature. He's like in tune with nature. He's kind of pro natural life and
nature enthusiast.
That's the word, enthusiast.
Okay.
Nature enthusiast. He's the kind of guy that you'd see him swim with dolphins. Like,
so he's like if Quentin Hooper. So it's like if Quentin Hooper had a baby.
More or less.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of big dude. I imagine him in like a trench coat, just gravel as a voice, like he was eating rocks his whole life.
Like
gravel as a voice. He just opens his mouth and sand comes out.
Yeah. Opens his mouth and just a waterfall of rocks.
What else?
That's what I have for him.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, keeping it easy.
All right. I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. I decided I wanted to. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the dynamic here, because we've kind of gotten away from this. We used to kind of like break down what's the format of this movie, and I mean, I think, like I said, the real golden standard for shark movies is Jaws, and to some extent, there are things from Jaws that all of the other ones try to have. There's always that like one character that's some sort of expert, but he wouldn't necessarily be the action hero. You know, like in Jaws, there was like the scientist, then there was the fisherman, and then there was the wimpy main character guy. And it's like, so there's kind of always something like that. And I wanted to have the kind of Quint character, but I tried to kind of I tried to make it like less of the hardcore, like, gritty, scary guy, and more of like a damaged, like if this was the third movie kind of character. Like he's like a bunch of stuff's already happened. So this is Reverend Don Basilow. Okay, and his story is, he's a reverend.
I was just listening to that episode today.
Oh, nice.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Andrew had made a reverend as well. Remember in the animal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Family Animal. Episode
Same
3.
universe. They went to seminary together.
Hey, well, we'll do that later. All right. So, so he's a reverend. He was very, very active fisherman. He fished constantly. He was in pretty good shape, for a reverend, because he did a lot of missionary work. And, he met a lot of people, and he helped little communities out by bringing in fish and helping them, eat and sell them. And, he was very involved in all that until there was this, and, this happens for real, where sharks kind of migrate over to where there's food. So since this is such a rich area for fishing, there's a lot of food. So sharks come, and they just start ruining his business, to the point where he figures like the only way for them to really continue to thrive is he needs to fish for sharks, and that's harder, and he just gets into this battle with them, and it escalates so bad that people start dying. And this guy watches his fellow fishermen get killed by these vicious sharks, and kids like just victimized, and it's terrible. And he doesn't, because this is always what writers tend to do. It's always, and then his faith is questioned. That's not it. No, that doesn't happen. But what does happen is he is so appalled at the unearthly nature of these creatures that he begins to theorize that these sharks are not a natural thing. Like, there's no way that a creature that was innocently a part of this planet and this biome would be this cold-hearted, this senselessly violent. He believes that the devil is at work here. He believes that sharks actually have some sort of demonic heritage.
All sharks, or just his sharks that he's fighting?
Well, the ones that he dealt with. At this point, he moved. Like, he lives in seclusion now. He doesn't really want to get involved in any of this anymore because he's lost so much.
Speaking as the creator of Wereshark, he might be onto something.
Yeah, I was going to say, your two ideas mesh pretty closely, or your characters coming from, like, similar stories of how...
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like, I think we can maybe revamp the whole Wereshark idea there, make it a little bit scarier. Because when he said Sharkman hybrid, I'm not kidding. I pictured a shark, but with human arms and legs. And, like military crawling onto land.
That seems pretty freaky, actually.
It's like the
that could be Cronenberg
gone wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There's my guy.
All right. We've got a cool cast of characters. But yeah, like I was saying, Andrew's guy and your guy kind of, almost have the same... I
was also going to say, we've kind of mirrored Jaws here, where my guy is kind of like the Chief Brody, and Adams is kind of like Hooper, and Victor's is kind of like Quint.
Close.
Yeah, almost there. So I guess a goal is not to play it exactly straight down that line.
Well, you really can't, because Brody had responsibilities because he was the chief of police,
Right.
whereas Carson's just a dude. You know,
You need to be responsible to run a seafood restaurant.
Pretty, like hardcore, like into like fighting the sharks and everything a while ago, but that time has passed. Now his spirits have been kind of broken, and Vane Sergate is going to probably be the one that's bringing the grit to the table, but he has this whole like nature thing going on. I see him clashing a lot with the other two because they're going to be like, kill them.
Yeah, kill them,
and
don't kill them.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I had in mind, something like that.
Yeah.
An opposing force in the shape of someone that's kind of sea-hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to say that Victor's character, what is Victor's character's name?
John, I wrote Bass Hound. That's not right, is it?
It's right here. Look at my screen. It's Reverend Don Basilo.
Basilo. Oh.
Basilo.
It's Basil with an O at the end.
Yes.
I can do that.
Okay. Okay, so I think Reverend Basilo moved kind of inland to maybe a lakeside thing where he can fish and the sharks aren't trying to murder him.
No sharks in the lakeside town, kind of like...
There couldn't possibly be sharks in the middle of Kansas or wherever we are.
I wrote specifically Hamlet, Iowa.
Hamlet, Iowa. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm calling it.
From what you said, from what you went off of. Yeah. Could be Hamlet, Iowa. You get nice little... You go to your local seafood restaurant, and you're like, I'll have one of those. And he's like, I'm sorry, there's been a horrible attack. A were-shark attack.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's talk were-sharks.
Yeah, let's define this.
All right. Okay.
So, I think the essential thing here is, okay, if we want it to be scary... So sharks are already pretty scary, but we want to do something new. So sharks coming onto land, there's two ways to approach that. One is supernatural. One is biological. And I think in this case, we want to go more supernatural.
I think we had a lot of fun in recent episodes with scientific.
Yeah, let's get away from science. Let's say like something that just and not like the Sharknado. Like for some reason the sharks don't have to breathe.
That's broken science.
Well, right?
Not supernatural.
Yeah,
exactly. Let's make it so that they address the fact. Like, wait a second, it's on land. How is that working?
Establish a lore of some kind.
Yeah, like what's going on? This doesn't make sense. And I think what we should maybe do is instead of having them, how about
Well, to jump in for a sec, the thing I think is cool about the were-shark idea is that you get a shark with the kind of perhaps the maneuverability and the size of a human. Therefore, you don't. That's the problem that sci-fi is always having is when they do land shark. It's always bigger, better. It's always a giant Godzilla-sized monster wrecking havoc, doing big-scale stuff like that. If you had a smaller kind of threat like that, it'd become more of a slasher villain.
Wait a second.
Deal.
Oh, yeah.
What if now you keep saying were-shark, so I just had a thought.
Yeah?
What if we do this more curse style? Almost like exorcism kind of deal. Where instead of sharks coming from the water to land, which no matter how I picture it, just seems silly every time.
Flop.
Okay? Yeah,
walk,
just like...
Or walk, flop, whatever.
Roll
it's
over,
a mess.
Takes a train.
I imagine it just like...
Where's the main character? All right, so, but anyway...
hang on, Andrew, what were you saying?
I imagine it just like a hand just comes out of the water and like grabs the land and it's like dragging up like some kind of thing, and then like it stands like a person and it's like, that was weird.
Well, hold on. So this is what I was saying. Okay, instead of it coming from the water, which seems silly. All right.
Okay.
What if we actually went the were-shark route and there's a curse on this town, and what happens is out of nowhere, like for no reason, someone will suddenly just really grotesquely morph into a shark monster and start eating people alive.
Just at random.
Yeah, and they can't explain why. Like they have trouble figuring out. Like
it's part of the geographical area. Maybe an Indian burial curse. Who cares? That's
the premise. Because they get the Reverend, and it's double whammy. He's a Reverend, and he has this experience.
Oh yeah, you're the only one that can help, and also maybe that pirate guy.
Well, they probably start with like, oh, we need Van Helsing, right? We need someone to go in and just kill them all. But like, then it becomes more of a peacekeeping thing. Like, well, I mean, these are innocent people, and they just turn into monsters. Like, what's going on, Because Because, I mean, that could be really scary. Because, I mean, sharks are scary, but imagine a person turning into a shark, and then eating you. That's crazy.
Wait a minute, the people can't know. There needs to be, some kind of, the illusion of normalcy needs to be, the president shouldn't know about were-sharks.
But perhaps they think it's just a wolf attack in this region.
Yeah.
We have really high count of wolves in, the summer. Perhaps maybe it's a celestial thing.
But then they'll start connecting the dots because they'll be there's shark attacks, and then there's wolf attacks, but the crime scene, the scenes look the same. Maybe so even how can this be going on?
Yeah, maybe there's something like these people. If this has been going on for a long time, they just shrug it off as wolves. But then a new person in the area could be either your character or Andrew's character could see this as a change of things. Wait, no, they're targeting me more, or there's a reason that this is sharks, maybe, or just sees it.
Oh, there could be a messed up scene. Andrew's guy owns a seafood place. There could be a cooler with a whole big pile of raw meat, and someone could transform, and then someone opens the door and sees this hideous shark person, thing just devouring all this meat, and it could be and then chaos ensues, and then and that could be kind of the big reveal that it's some kind of monster thing.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
That'll be the first time you see the freaky, Cronenberg half-man, half-shark monster. It's just devouring a pile of meat.
Yeah, and we should definitely have some hints beforehand of attacks. That's not the first attack you see.
Yeah, maybe bear instead of wolf, because a bear would be more brutal, raw, tear it apart, whereas a wolf would be
You're the go-to guy for that, so yeah, bear is
bear is better, yeah.
Bear is better.
Bear is better.
All right, so... we got to work my pirate into this somehow. I was thinking it was going to be more of a seaside adventure, but now that we brought it to land, what's a land pirate like?
Well, he could be a lakeside adventure.
He could still be a pirate. You know what it could be is he's... Oh, geez. I've got it. Mm-hmm. He's going to be one of those radical, political activists. So,
if he thinks it's a bear attack.
So as part of his political activist, animal, PETA stuff like that, he does a lot of piracy where he goes and attacks fishermen. And, I mean? So
he'll attack
what if he does the whale?
Yeah, no.
No, what if he does the whale wars
guys
thing?
That takes it way too far and disrupts society in order to make a point.
Yeah,
so,
he sees whalers and he goes, "No, I have a bigger ship. We're gonna sink you."
Yeah, he's the kind of guy.
No, maybe not even whalers. Maybe
to save animals.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Okay, so that makes sense. That actually fits this really well.
What are you saying, Andrew?
Maybe not even whalers. Maybe just fishermen and stuff.
Yeah,
he's
regular,
just an eco-terrorist.
Fisherman. He's kind of
yeah,
he's kind of almost.
You have no right to pluck those innocent creatures from their home and eat them.
You're right.
That's basically the same thing as murder.
I've actually, now I don't mean any disrespect to people that believe this, but it's just not my belief.
Of course not. It's a personal choice.
I've actually heard people say that it goes against nature for us to fish and eat fish because we are land creatures. So we should not be eating creatures of the sea. It goes against the natural order.
I see their point.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I do see the point. I don't agree, but it is a good point.
Yeah, no, I've seen some fishing documentaries when they're dude, we're messing up this ecosystem bad.
Oh
bad.
yeah,
the
no. Those are different concerns.
Think, here's this exotic, whatever fish. I'm gonna just dump it in the water. And now Bermuda is completely messed up. They have the tiger fish or whatever. And Andrew, you know about this, right?
I don't know about any specific problem in Bermuda, but I know in Africa they have a lot of different problems in Lake Victoria.
When our parents went to Bermuda recently, they said there's this enormous problem because somebody had this exotic fish. I thought it was called a tiger fish. I don't know, but it's very aggressive. And he had a bunch, and he didn't want them anymore, so he dumped them in the bay. And they reproduced, and since they're so aggressive, they started destroying all the other fish. And completely just habitating there, and they're it's a problem. So they're saying there's rewards, they want people to catch them, and and they're edible, so they're they eat them.
And Vane would be the kind of guy that says they're fish.
Yeah,
it's their water.
Let them go. Yeah,
stay out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So
even though people,
See, the thing is, that situation, that sort of thing, is so common that I don't even know about that particular instance,
Right.
but I
It
can,
does,
like...
you're right. It
Yeah,
happens a
introduced species is what it boils down to.
lot. There are a lot of insects
Yeah, that
over
happens-
here that
that's
don't
a
belong
big
here. They
problem.
came from like shipping
Plants
crates and
too,
stuff.
dandelions. That's a big one.
Yeah. Well, they're just so they spread so easy. Well, you ever cut the lawn and watch them all just grow over the next week? You know.
Well, you see it. Yeah, it's like one has like 100 seeds on it.
Yeah.
So therefore, it could produce up to like 100 times.
Yeah.
Have you seen deer exclosure recently?
What's that?
Well, on like these protected grounds, like sanctuaries and things, they have a deer exclosure. Normally, when you go to a sanctuary, it's like, oh, it's an animal enclosure. Here, look, feed the porcupine with your hands or whatever. But this is a little like circle of fence where the thing on sale is there are no deer here, and it's like it's all native plants, and there's actually like an understory, which you don't see in like this main forest because we have so many deer here in Pennsylvania that it's like that like just the understory is gone. That's a whole ecosystem that's been wiped
Right.
out by deer.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Huh.
All right, but back to our story.
Yeah, let's get back to the movie here.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's how we're working in vain. We're saying that hey, he has that angle on the topic.
Okay, so all right, so we agree. We want there to be this kind of mysterious like attacks happening, and now as the audience, you know sharks are involved, so you're expecting sharks. You know, and you're like, oh, what gimmick is it going to be now? Is it a shark with robot legs? You know, is it, half shark, half crocodile? You know, but then, like, what's going to happen is there's this really jarring revelation that it's basically a werewolf story, but they're turning into these shark creatures.
Yeah, and if you make them really like scary and unsettling, then it doesn't become a goofy thing.
Right, because if
Wait,
they just
how
look
many
like a
shark?
dude
How many
wearing,
were sharks are you talking about?
How many are we talking about? Is it just a one person?
I
happens
see.
to?
I was
I see
imagining
it,
just
I see
one
it
guy.
happening to multiple people, but like never really two at once.
Never two at once.
Like it'll
Oh.
happen to multiple people, but like never really two. At
Is it
once.
celestial? Like, is it a moon phase thing like werewolves, or is it going to be? Is it more?
I want to say it's like a once a week thing, so that
Once
it's
a
more
week?
like frequent.
I think it'll be scarier if there's no pattern. It's scarier if it's just like it just happens.
I agree.
Just out of nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just like
Oh,
like they're-
okay.
like it'll happen to anyone at any random time. And I honestly
You're just like
think- I
sitting
think
down
that-
taking an SAT or something, and suddenly like need seals.
But I think it would be an important element that not many people survive the first transformation. Like for the most part, once they do that, they go on a feeding frenzy. Somebody kills them because they're a monster, you know.
Right.
But I picture like there only being a couple people that actually change back to a human and have to live with knowing what it feels like to crunch into a person's body. You know, like that's going to be.
Oh man,
Oh.
I
That's
think
rough.
we need to make one of our protagonists that happened to, because that
Yeah.
happened
my guy
to
is-
one of them.
perhaps one of them or
Do you
some
wanna-
new guy, because that's a great angle to have.
I mean, my guy is explicitly made for that very purpose.
Oh, yeah?
So
It can't be my
Yeah.
guy.
All right, then, Charles Carson, congratulations! You have
Woo.
you had a were-shark incident.
You
that was the first. That's the main point of his character. Is
Yes.
yeah, like
Actually, when you were describing him, I'm like, oh yeah, a were-shark. He's going to become a were-shark. See
Yeah.
were-shark,
There
be
you go.
were-shark.
you are become were shark.
All right. So yeah, that incident happens at some point. All right. So going through the structure of this movie, we start in the beginning. We were talking about how maybe a few side events happen. Then you finally get the reveal of it's a were-shark incident. Oh no! And then following that, we're eventually going to have Charles Carson have that were-shark experience himself.
Yeah. And here's I just had an idea.
Yeah.
What if the whole Reverend thing comes in later? Like, we'll have that thing where it's like we keep showing him, like, investigating, but he doesn't meet the main cast until later.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a twist. Because they think it follows werewolf rules. So they're looking for a weakness, the silver, what causes it, is, like, all that. They're trying to follow all that. And then later is when they figure out, no, it's demonic. that's when the Reverend shows up. He's like, no.
He's like, no, look, there's no moon pattern. It's random.
Yeah, it's random. It's because this isn't werewolf rules.
It's
this is
chaotic.
This is possession rules. You know,
Yeah, right.
He's possessed. You know,
Maybe could be an exorcist.
Well,
could know of that.
Yeah.
For example,
I don't want it to be a straight up exorcism story.
Right? No, I agree.
I want it to be he's just a reverend, but he uses his knowledge to try to drive the spirit out of this man.
Yeah. But what you are saying is Native American shark ghost demons. Wait. I've got a reason. What if the Native American tribe, like, they go to a museum at one point and learn this information for some reason?
Hey, hang on. You cut out for a second. You mind saying that again?
Can you just repeat that?
Yeah.
Like, what if they're, like, looking around for reasons why the were-sharks are happening, and they go to, like, a local, like, Native American museum or something, and they learn that the Native American tribe that was here was originally a coastal tribe, but they were, like, pushed out during, you know, the period of time when we were pushing Indians further west.
Yeah.
And, like, they settled here, and they worshipped sharks, and they put a curse on the area or something that people would start turning into sharks.
The only thing that bothers me about that is, why did it take so long for it to start happening?
Maybe it's always
it's been happening for it's been happening for hundreds of years, and this is just the first time they figured it out.
Yeah, no, it's that spot of land. Maybe they only had like a little village there before, or maybe it was previously untillable land until modern technology.
Yeah, until like 1950, whatever.
On the rise, it could be kind of like Jaws, that little town that's trying to commercialize itself, so it keeps building new businesses.
More people,
like
more.
Charles Carson's seafood place could be brand new. You know, like
yeah. Because what small town has a seafood restaurant?
Yeah, and
one that's expanding.
More people, more were-shark incidents.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. This holds up.
Yeah. And yeah, I like that kind of.
So instead of this being a movie that takes place in one day, this could be like a several weeks, months kind of ordeal.
And an ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
So he's kind of opposed when he shows up. He finally shows up, joins it, and he needs that kind of. I think in the meantime, but you said you're seeing little spots of the Reverend. What if earlier that the conflict is kind of between Charles and Vane, because Charles is he has his own
right. Well, I don't know. It's funny because they seem like such unlikely comrades.
Right. At least that. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of opposed because because Vane is so like eco-terrorist and so against overfishing, which actually is a huge problem. But I don't want to get into more ecological stuff again. Yeah, and Carson's industry relies on fishing.
All right, so they can automatically.
Well, you know what?
Yeah. And actually, maybe Carson maybe Carson subscribes to like responsible fishing practices and stuff, and he only buys fish from people that don't overfish. But then
Vane is so far on the spectrum that he hates that.
I think I got it.
Yeah,
Carson during one of his fits or episodes is going to wash up on Vane's boat, and then Vane's going to kind of take him in to try and help him because he believes, you know, all life is precious, etc., etc. And Carson's going to figure out who Vane is, and now it's going to become I need this guy's help, but I better not tell him what I do for a living, because then he won't like me.
That could be something like that.
That could be sort of a neat little conflict going on.
Mm-hmm. And then I just had this thought that what if when Charles does have his were-shark incident, Vane's there and he witnesses it?
The first time or just a time?
A time.
Okay, that I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Because the first time I want that to be like the moment where the audience is just like jaw hanging open, oh my god, you know?
Right.
With today's special effects, you can make that the most terrifying thing ever.
Oh yeah.
You know?
When the Reverend does come around, though, I think Vane is going to be the first one to go to him and say, something's wrong here. And this isn't a natural thing anymore. This is a supernatural thing.
Yeah, like this is messed up.
Yeah, Andrew, you're saying something about Vane, his potential heritage?
Yeah, he's a descendant of one of the Native Americans.
We really want to
that
bring
worshipped
that whole, like,
the
voodoo
sharks
thing into it.
Oh, it's not technically voodoo. That's a separate.
Well, like, okay,
It's a little
I'm saying,
voodoo-y,
you
but
wanna
yeah,
bring in,
no,
like,
it's separate.
Hollywood voodoo. Yeah, you're good.
Shamanism.
You're with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so you're do we all agree on that? Like, we want it to be some ancient curse from the natives?
I think that works out pretty well. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
it's a
because I don't know if
shamanistic
that
curse
really
of some
fits
kind.
with the whole satanic thing.
you could say.
I mean, look. Okay, look. Let's get theological for a second here. Let's say
do it.
that.
I'm rolling up my sleeves.
Careful.
Yeah. Okay. Let's build some mythology here out of some real world cultures. What if the Native Americans are worshiping? Like, what if they were worshiping demons, just straight up, but they called them gods?
Yeah.
Or
I don't know if I think people would
this
be a little
particular
bit offended
tribe.
by that movie.
I think I got it.
Yeah. Okay, but this particular tribe, not all Native Americans. This tribe.
Wait. What if there was one dude? What if there was one guy that that worshipped evil spirits, and the natives tried to drive him out of their village, but then he
that makes a lot more
like
sense.
a blight on the whole tribe.
That's
drove
beautiful.
them away. You know,
my PC veins, they're happy.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
No, we can't have an entire.
Yeah, like
that's a correction. That's a beautiful correction.
We cannot have Native
that's a good
Americans
thing.
worshiping devils. All right.
I was going to suggest something similar where it's.
All right,
I was going to suggest something similar where it was like the tribe worship demons and that let them like conquer like an empire, like some Allo historical thing, and then the other like standard Native American tribes like drove them back. But that's less complicated.
They're the heroes. They're the good guys. Everyone.
Right.
Yes.
They saved the day.
But like, okay, so the thing is,
not all the
there
Native
was
Americans
one
in this
guy
story
or
are going to
one
be bad
tribe or
guys.
something, and this is like the remnant of that. You know, that ancient feud, and I just want to say right now, nobody's related to them. No one, like, I don't
like that trope?
I don't like that. I'm not into it. I don't want it.
Great.
But I do think bringing that into it is okay as long as it's good enough.
This sounds like something that Vane and the Reverend are kind of, once they're doing their investigation, they learn this lore. They kind of go to the music, they go to the library, and they have that montage of them flipping through pages.
Reading montage.
Yeah. All right, so let's
learning
about where are we going with this?
Sorry, what?
All right.
I'm saying, where are we going with this?
We're actually near our ending here.
Yeah, what's our big conclusion? What's going to happen?
Yeah,
here?
what's Act 3? What's the big thing?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of ways to go because when it's a curse, you could just drive the spirit away, or there could be something that you need to kill, or there could be some object that is displaced somehow, or some ritual you need to perform. There's, take your
What
pick.
if there needs to be a sacrifice of some kind?
Sacrifice of some kind.
Yeah,
that's one path you could take.
Well, it could be that the spirit of this guy, this bad guy. Can we name him?
Sure. Andrew, come up with a letter.
Well, it's got to be like an ancient Native American name.
Come up with a letter.
We'll do our best.
CH.
Okay, so K.
Sure. Okay, Victor, now rely on your outstanding knowledge of Native American tribal naming patterns and come up with a name.
Axolotl.
Google has this, by the way.
Axolotl.
Okay, good.
Let's go with
Axolotl? What?
Boo-da-boo.
We could do a joke Native American name, like runs with sharks.
Okay. So
Swims with sharks.
So it's a
you don't
guy.
run with sharks.
No, he runs.
Oh, okay.
That's why he does the thing with the land sharks.
Flies with sharks.
So his name would make sense.
Shark Horizon.
Let's see. Actually, wait. You guys keep arguing. I'll get back to you in a minute.
Okay. Andrew, where do you see Carson going after he's had a were-shark incident? How's he feeling?
Well, where's he waking up in?
Let's say he wakes up
hut
like
something,
kind of a post-Hulk style. Yeah, his shirt's torn. Maybe one of the incidents involved like some family members or something like that. And that'd be horrible. That'd be horrendous.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely ate his niece or something.
Yeah, ate his niece, or
he's got a weird tear in his shirt that looks like it was a dorsal fin.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And perhaps after that, yeah. So he's kind of post-Hulk, like horrible. Like maybe he's like
He's got, like, blood on his hands and stuff, and he doesn't know what's going on, and then, like, he reads, or he, like, goes back into town from the woods or wherever, and he sees, like, a bunch of people, like, freaking out, and they're like, why is everyone freaking out? And it's like, oh, a little boy was just murdered, and no one knows where he is, or maybe missing, and no one knows where he is.
Now, this is the internet, which means, obviously, it must be true.
Right.
I don't know if it is or not, I don't know. But, this is allegedly a Cherokee word for shark, and it looks like it's pronounced Dikayuga.
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 Or maybe Dikayuga.
Dikayuga.
I think Dekai is a good just nickname for us to use in the meantime.
Decky.
How about we name him, like, Dekai... Actually, hold on. I have an idea. Let me look up one other word.
All right, so
if we were writing this movie for real, we would get like a real like person that knows how Cherokee works and everything.
Yeah, we get a representative, a very nice representative.
In order to make sure our movie isn't racist, we need a representative of every possible race, gender, and sexual identification.
This is shortenings of two different words that apparently translate to shark and god. But if you shorten them and make them sound a little bit more like easy to digest for Americans, the name we've got is Dekai Unelan.
Dekai Unelan. Nice.
Or actually, it might sound better the other way around. Unelan Dekai.
Unelan Dekai. I like Dekai Unelan because it sounds like first, last name. That's pretty easy to digest for Western audiences.
Sure?
I dig call him
Unelan Dekai sounds like all one word, and it's like, what kind of roller coaster's that? I don't know.
All right, cool. So that's... All right, so here we go. So that's our guy. He's the bad guy who thinks that sharks could be a good vessel for demonic energy. And he terrorizes this tribe until they drive him out, but they don't realize that he's got some spiritual tether and that he's going to curse this land.
Yeah, I like that spiritual tether part.
Yeah.
So they find out that this were-shark is really the spirit of Dekai. And now, we have Charles, who's been the victim. We've had Reverend, who's been, he's got the demonic, anti-demonic angle on it. And we got Vane, who's like the supernatural, the sucks kind of guy. And now, how do they cleanse the city?
Perhaps this isn't just a werewolf kind of thing. Perhaps Dekai is searching for a host body to return to this land.
That's a good supernatural trope.
Yeah, and so what they have to do, because driving him out won't work, he'll just find another body. So that poses a problem.
Oh, what if they have to trap him in something, like a shark? They trap him in the body of a shark.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, because he keeps being a person that turns into a shark, what if he's looking for a shark to turn back into a person, which is him?
Oh, that's dumb, but great.
Wait a second. Wait,
what was your idea?
What if they try to... Well, actually, I like this better. I'm going to piggyback off of that.
Go ahead.
What if what they try to do is try to like reverse the curse on him and make it so that, okay, so what Dekai's trying to do is possess a human in a shark form. So what they have to do is they have to actually go out on a boat and catch a shark so that they can put Dekai's soul into the shark. And then the shark will actually turn into human Dekai.
That's what I said.
And then they can kill him. Well, it was part of it.
Okay. Yeah, you got to the
Wait,
capture
if killing him
part.
the first time didn't work, why would killing him the second time work after he goes into a person and then a shark and stuff?
Maybe they never killed him. Oh, maybe they fed him to the sharks. Maybe they actually threw him in the water, and he just got devoured by sharks.
Right, when it was coastal.
And
it's not coastal anymore. But his spirit tethered to their...
But they would have to go to, like, the coast. Like, they would have to take Carson out on the boat, like, on the coastline somewhere.
Right.
To catch the shark, so that...
Yeah,
and then they would drive the spirit out of Dekai, and then it would go into the shark, and then it would turn into Dekai. Wait, yeah, whatever.
Perhaps, for the spirit... because Charles has turned into a were-shark several times, perhaps Dekai's... Ooh, I got it. Remember earlier when you said the person that turns into a were-shark never stays a were-shark long? They usually die afterwards.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they have to die for him to move on to the next person.
So he can get stronger.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Charles Carson, he's the latest one. He's the latest person. He keeps turning to Wereshark. He's the one that he wants to kill next. So
I feel like they're going to try and drive out the spirit.
Yeah, and so they need to pass that spirit onto a real shark by catching it, and then and so something like that.
Yeah, which they have to bring the shark inland or something to connect it to that particular patch, that particular area, because otherwise, because if there were sharks, he would just be able to jump around.
Yeah, right. No,
right.
It's a place where no shark is around.
Right, so they have to take Carson, the latest guy, out to sharks.
Yeah, they take him out to sea.
I got it.
Go to real sea. Maybe Vane's got like a boat of some kind. He seems like the guy that has he has his little lake boats, but he's got a big one off the coast.
Yeah,
he seems like a guy with what's the word?
Two boats.
Yacht, or two boats.
Oh.
Yeah, two boats.
Two boats is the word you're looking for.
He's got two boats.
Bigger boats.
Bigger boats. All right, so they're taking.
They can even say, "Well, it's a good thing I have a bigger boat."
We're gonna need a bigger boat. I have one. All right, great. And so they take him out, and it's kind of like Jaws when instead of fighting the shark, they're trying to catch a shark.
Yeah.
So
instead of killing the sharks, we actually need one alive.
They just lasso up a sand shark or something. It doesn't have to be a great white or anything ridiculous.
No, it doesn't. It could be just any type of shark. And then once they have the shark, and
it could be a saw shark. They're cool.
Yeah, they're neat. All right, so I'm thinking once they finally have a shark, Carson changes form into the wereshark, and something has to happen. There's one step we're missing there, because we have shark, wereshark.
I'm thinking maybe his... First of all, this whole time I've been thinking, we need a better name than Wereshark. So can we say Man-Shark? Like Man-Bat?
How is that better?
Man-Shark?
Man-Shark.
That seems as good or worse.
So Alright, so I'm thinking, what if he, since... Okay, the Reverend kind of knows...
Shark Man.
Fishing, but remember...
Shark Man,
he
final
only
answer.
resorted to shark fishing because he felt like he had to, so he's not really an expert. And
Vane's
Vane's totally out of his element because he hates fishing. So what if Charles ends up going into his man-shark form and jumping in and actually trying to catch a shark with his bare hands?
His shark hands.
So with his shark hands. So he actually has to drag a shark up onto the boat from the water.
Yeah,
that could be pretty epic and actually pretty scary too. Because imagine it's okay, so I'm a man shark. And,
a man shark wrestling a real shark.
Yeah, that would be actually kind of a tense scene.
And perhaps Reverend's the person that can use his reverend powers to transfer the demon from.
Well, there's got to be some, like we said before, some library montage scene where he finds the ritual, to do that or whatever. But, or maybe even they run into some old native dude. I don't know. Honestly, that's kind
I think
of
that's too many steps.
Whatever works best.
We've gotten there, no matter what the method.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so
I feel like as an expert of one kind of supernatural lets you be an expert of all the kinds of supernatural, and so the Reverend can drive out a Native American ghost shark.
Yeah, that works. All right, so this shark has reverted to the human form of Dakai.
Right.
So now what happens?
Yeah, because that is kind of a problem, huh? So now he's
Is he like,
human
thank
again.
you, now
And
I return to the
I
sea?
just imagine, because we can make up our own rules, because this is all made up.
Yeah.
I imagine that once he's human again, it's okay, so he's human, but he's powerless.
He's powerless?
Or, depowered. How about that? Where it's okay, maybe he could just kind of do this all over again, but he's been depowered.
I was thinking the opposite, that now that he's finally achieved human form, he's at the height of his power.
But, what is his power?
That makes
his
a lot
power
more
was
sense.
that he was this
he can turn
being
people
that
into
could
sharks.
possess other people's bodies and turn into a monster. Now they've kind of grounded him. He's got a human body. Because he wanted to be a shark god.
Yeah.
Remember, that's his name. He wanted to be this hulking, monstrous thing.
Perhaps
and
now that
they
he's...
robbed him of that.
Yeah, perhaps now that he's in human form, all he has to do is get back to the sea. And on the ship, now that he's a human again, they have to prevent him from doing that.
So they just have to, basically restrain him and get him to land. So they can, put him in jail.
Or the second he steps on land, he'll it'll be the end of him.
Oh,
okay.
That's interesting. All he has to do.
So then Act 3, that Act 2 is like driving the demon out, and then Act 3 will be like keeping him restrained as they go back to the boat.
Other side of the climax.
I was going to say, this is more like the second half of Act 3.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, okay.
So, like yeah, and then that could be it. They finally get him to land, and there could be like even a scene where they're on like the beach where it's like there's just a little bit of water, and then they can finally like just wrestle him over and land on the sand, and then he just kind of like
I imagine just shriveling up like a fish.
No, I imagine he like makes contact with the sand and he turns into something like a pile of salt or a bunch of baby sharks or something, or shark's teeth maybe.
Yeah, anything really, any water-related elemental objects of not importance.
Something.
Maybe just water.
Yeah, it could just be turn to water.
Water just washes away and becomes indistinct.
What about like boiling water? And he's
what
just,
about
like, hissing
blood?
and
Not
fizzing
enough. Not enough water to really notice.
All right.
What about boiling blood?
Boiling blood. Ooh, that's. I think we can. There's cinematography.
He could. Well, what if he?
There's something cool we can do with this.
We'll do something. How about well, let's see, sharks.
This is their end. This is our ending. They finally wrestle him onto shore, and he dies via seagulls everywhere. Seagulls just swarm him and start. Pecking him apart.
Like, the seagulls just swarm at their.
Sand would actually be pretty terrifying.
Turning
like slowly, like his legs. His
yeah.
arms,
It's not sudden.
Just kind of like rolling around until
and just screaming, and his teeth turn into sand. And his mouth fills with sand.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then just
when you're on the beach and you like lay down in sand for a long time and you stand up and there's a bit of sand like stuck to your skin. What if it didn't go away and it just got worse?
Yeah, like that. All right, and so he's eventually reverts just a neutral sand form and blows away in the wind. There's nothing left of him.
Water comes up.
What do these guys do now at the end of that? What's their conclusion going to be?
Well, Charles is going to need some therapy.
I ate my niece, or maybe a child. I don't know. Yeah. Lots of people.
That's awful.
I think I've got something here. What if everyone kind of undergoes a different role reversal from when they started?
Reverend
Vane, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if that's the case, then I guess the Reverend could go back into like missionary work and join the community again.
Yeah,
help them recover from all this
because he refound his faith. Did he?
He did not lose his faith.
Wait a minute.
If anything,
wait.
this would make him feel better. Like he fixed
it. He's even better than before.
Yeah, maybe.
He went from okay to great.
He went from like This is like a veteran overcoming PTSD or something, which is not a thing you can do, I think, or something. I don't know enough about PTSD.
Not totally.
Maybe tackling it head on.
That was the wrong metaphor to use.
Yeah, but Vane, now that he's seen some supernatural stuff, he's what's his change been?
Like settle down a little bit.
Yeah, like kind of.
Like fishing can be used for good. Look what we just did.
Yeah, that's it. Fishing's
yeah,
good.
What I was thinking is Vane's going to give up on the eco-terrorism thing and be like, he's going to redirect his passion towards just demon hunting. Like, he'll be a Van Helsing. Because now he knows that's a thing that can happen.
All right, where's the next demonic curse?
Yeah,
bring it on.
He's big on that.
This is probably more important than changing people's light bulbs.
Depending on how much effort goes into this screenplay and directing, this could be either actually good or like sci-fi level.
I think that's what you're shooting for with a shark movie. That's your goal.
Like with the right,
amazing or sci-fi
like
level.
with the right team, this could be legit, or it could be another sci-fi original.
And,
just like Shark Trash Man.
And Charles goes back to fishing for his seafood restaurant.
Well...
No?
I feel like after what he's been through, I don't know what he'll really want to do.
I think Charles should be like Frodo at the end of The Lord of the Rings, where it's like, he won, and he's back home, and everything's supposedly normal, but he's still, like, bearing something, and it's still, like, he's still kind of messed up.
Maybe he opens a garden.
Yeah.
He becomes a gardener. Oh, goes vegan.
You vegan.
And then he becomes Corn Man.
Opens a vegan restaurant.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And the town thrives like it wanted to, sort of.
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
With a curse gone,
how's a vegan restaurant better than a seafood restaurant, though?
It's not, but, you know.
because he as a man shark, he was like eating flesh and all that stuff.
Yeah,
now
you
he's like,
can't
all right,
deal with
oh,
it
wait.
anymore.
yeah, that's his change. No more of that. No more seafood business. Instead, I'm going clean and green. All right.
What if
so-
he changes the seafood restaurant to an aquarium or something? Because that connects a little
That's
better.
perfect.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There you go.
He goes from being like, well, we need to fish because we need seafood.
Yep. He
Yeah.
goes from a seafood restaurant to an aquarium. Wow. That's a shark movie for you.
Wow.
All right, let's tag a name on this sucker.
All right, this is a coincidence, but when I was looking for names, something kind of just popped up in my head. Maybe we'll hate it. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. The Curse of Decay.
It's a little... I don't know that the movie's about sharks from that title.
Yeah, I'd say The Curse of the Shark is
How
what
about-
I'd sooner say.
all right, well,
Shark
then how
Curse.
about-
I was thinking something
well,
like
this
the
one's-
Jaws of Iowa County or whatever.
Well, this
Oh,
one's...
the Shark of Iowa County?
Yeah, that's
The
okay.
Shark of Hamlet, Iowa?
Well, this one's a little bit more on the nose, but what if we called it Man Shark?
No. That's definitely going to be like...
If you want to put the final nail on the coffin of the sci-fi original, then that's what you do.
Yeah. If you want to sell this as a terrible movie, you can do that.
I think there's a bright side to this, and I think we're right there on top of it.
Yeah. We've been saying this whole time, like, the difference between a schlocky shark movie and a really good shark movie is just, like, writing, acting, directing, just talents.
Yeah, just
So,
good, well-written
if it's
characters.
good... if it's good, we don't have to give it a dumb title, like...
Speaking of
Man
dumb
Shark.
titles, this one popped in my head.
Not that was a dumb idea, but it's a dumb title.
A Sharking in Iowa.
That's even goofier. Seriously?
Yeah,
I
that's
said,
way
speaking of dumb
that's way
titles.
worse than Man Shark.
What about like what if we just called it what if we just called it like The Shark?
Kind of keeping it.
It's simple, but it's because like what if that's what that guy called himself in Cherokee?
I mean, that's a pretty good horror movie. That
You know,
title.
or like
The Shark.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I thought like if we used the name, it would be intriguing enough. You know, like if we called him like Decay Unalan or whatever.
I mean, I would sooner call it The Shark Curse.
Nah,
Sci-fi original.
that's a little sci-fi original. I like just the shark. It's vague enough that
Let's
it
see if we can
works
improve
really well.
though.
Yeah, the sharkening.
The sharkening is definitely a thumbs down.
No.
Two pectoral fins down.
Can I ask a question? Does it have to have shark in the title?
No.
Okay, thank you. Because I don't like any title with shark in it.
Oh wait, that's my opinion. Andrew, does it have to have shark?
It doesn't have to have shark in the title, but it should indicate that yes, there is sharks in this movie.
All right. What are some shark?
Demon of the Sea.
I like that one.
That's not bad.
Demon of the Sea, Andrew.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got
I'll
a
let
demon.
it slide.
You've got the sea.
Yeah.
You can put a shark
That's
on the
fine.
cover, and you still have it.
Wow.
It's foreboding.
Do you like that or
Yeah.
sea demon?
Sea demon.
Demon of the Sea.
is a little bit too
Sci-fi
too
original.
fun
Yeah, okay,
sounding.
I got it.
Sea demon.
Demon of the
sounds
Sea
like-
is pretty.
Demon of the Sea is a movie. Sea Demon is a roller coaster.
Yes.
Agreed.
okay.
Agreed.
That's very good.
All right, and we should get a tagline as well, right?
Demon of the Sea.
What's the tagline for Jaws?
Two fins, no problem.
Dun.
Dun, dun,
No,
dun,
actually,
dun.
oh here we've got the internet here.
Yeah. Okay. What are my 3 things for this movie?
Every tagline is 3 things. That's just the rule that Adam has.
A pirate,
Part man, part shark, all wear shark.
Jaws was 75, by the way.
pirate, priest, seafood restaurant owner.
Tagline: Don't go in the water.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
Demon of
Okay.
the Sea.
Tagline: Even staying on land is not a sure bet.
Demon of the Sea is the title.
I don't know if I want a tagline. Honestly,
Not all movies have a tagline that's
We don't
important.
need one.
Demon of the Sea.
Yay!
That doesn't sound like a movie title that needs a tagline.
Nope, it doesn't. So no tagline.
Nope.
Hooray!
No taglines.
We did it, guys. We made a shark movie, which
Yeah.
kind of became a
Demon of the
werewolf
Sea.
movie in the shape of a shark
And an exorcism movie.
and an exorcism movie. But
Wow.
we Hey, that's what from the beginning. That's what we had to do to not just do Jaws again.
That's true.
And I'm happy with what we did. We had some cool parallels too.
Yeah, no, I think this works. It definitely
There's that bit with the bigger boat. That was funny.
Yeah, no, we didn't do.
I do stand by, and now it's and over an hour later, looking back at all this, I still believe that based on how the screenplay is written and how the film is directed and acted, this could be either super good or sci-fi original level bad.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That man shark CGI, it's like, if it's good, that's pretty much the cutting edge of it. If it's good CGI, you're set. If it's bad, you're sci-fi.
It's all about the budget. That's it, man.
Right. Well, thank you for listening to GenreBot. I hope you had fun listening to our sharkscapades.
Plugs!
Yeah.
Plugs!
Oh, yeah, plug
all
time.
All of the plugs, go.
You can find our podcast on iTunes, which leave us a review, a rating. We hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you leave some good feedback. We're always listening. You can find our website.
Tell us we're awesome. Sorry.
You can find our website at genrebots. No, that's not right.
Give us 5 stars. Go ahead.
5 stars for 5 sharks. tinyurl.com/genrebot is our website. You can find us
5
on
sharks out of 5.
GenreBots on Twitter, Facebook. If you've got, and we're gonna have
email.
Yeah, finally, yeah, of course.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Facebook.com/GenreBots, Twitter.com/GenreBotPodcast, and our email, if you want to send us one, podcast.genrebot@gmail.com. And
that reminds me, I have a new segment. It's listener email.
Oh, there's a listener email?
Yeah, okay, here we go.
I haven't gotten any yet.
And we're done.
Hey!
Yay!
I see what he did there.
Tanya Lasagna. What are you doing here? All right, so Andrew, your topic is next week.
Oh,
so,
wait, okay.
Yeah.
We have been just listeners here. Before we started recording, we told Andrew, we wanted to be surprised by his topic, and he said, "Well, don't worry, because if you don't like it, I have a backup topic," which he threw out there for us, and we immediately didn't like and said we didn't want to do.
We gave it his backup topic 2 seconds. So
we're
so hopefully
my backup topic was like, okay, well, if they don't like my real topic, I'll just do this. And I was thinking about a secondary topic, and I didn't want to put a lot of effort into it, so I said dolphin movie.
Yeah, and we're like, no, we just did that.
No.
We did that twice.
All right, so no pressure, Andrew, but this better be good.
Oh, okay, it's going to be good.
What's the genre, Andrew?
Let's hear it.
All right, so in some, sci-fi fantasy sort of movies, or not even really, even like, big-scale war movies, there's like high stakes, the world is in danger, and like maybe the president could be involved, and I don't think that matches any of the movies that we've done thus far. I think episode, 9?
Yep.
Yeah, episode 9 is when we go big scale kaiju movie.
Yeah, Godzilla.
Like a Godzilla movie.
Like a Godzilla movie?
Like a giant monster attacks a city movie.
Like a Godzilla, like a Gamera, like wait for it. Pacific Rim.
Like Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Okay.
America's favorite movie.
A giant monster movie.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great stuff.
Okay. Cool.
I dig it.
All right.
I'm a big fan.
Do we want to make a... No, you know what? Nope. I'm not going to ask any questions. All right, there you go.
Everyone. All right, so tune in next time to hear our kaiju movie.
Yeah. Save
that
We're closing on that. I'm not gonna put in the sign off where you guys are like, all right, guys, it's been fun. All right, see ya, bye bye. I'm not putting that in. That's how we're ending it. Done. Stop recording.
All right, done recording.
Each little snail here know how to wail here. That's why it's hotter on the